Let's go to Dallas Mavericks under 227. Jim, give me the cap.
Yeah, so this is one of those I love where I'm eyeing an under for both teams and they happen to play against each other. So I'll say it's more for Dallas. So let's wait on that for a second. But I will point out that Memphis, that defense is starting to come around. I think that was part of the floor of this team that we thought before the season. Now the offense has been so bad that they haven't even been able to turn it around, even as the defense has gotten better. But they're now a top 10 defense by cleaning the glass. In the last 2 weeks, they're seventh. So that is very much trending in the right direction for Memphis. But Dallas is the side of this I'm really interested by. They got no Kyrie now. No today or on Monday, there's no Grant Williams, and Dallas quietly of late, their offense has slipped. They're the third ranked defense overall for the season. That's all the way down to 10th for the last 2 weeks, and inversely, they've been playing better defense. It was 23rd ranked. It's up to 13th. So we have a lot of combination of factors of kind of recent play that are all pointing towards an under here. So I really like that from both sides of it. And then add the no Kyrie kind of cherry on top. And I think this is a great look at an under here.
Memphis' defense has been better. I'm on Mavs -2. So I'll kind of give my cap on that, which is like, you're right. The defense has been better. And more, and like that's what we thought would be good back in those halcyon days when we all were very bullish on Memphis. Remember those days? Like when
No,
Brandon gets done,
I don't remember that.
when Brandon gets done with football, we're gonna have one of those like 15-person Zooms, and we're all gonna go around in a corner, in like a Zoom. We're all just gonna go around in a circle, and it's gonna be like a meeting of like, hi, my name's Matt. I bet on the Grizzlies to win the division and to be the 1 seed at 30-1. And we're just gonna get like, I honestly do want to do like an episode that kind of gets into what, because I've asked a lot of people this of, was that cap wrong, right? Based off of the knowledge that we had at the time, which was that Steven Adams was going to be able to play. Like, was that cap wrong or not? And I've gone back and forth on it of like, well, I really thought Steven Adams would be okay. And if you're listening to this and you're like, Steven Adams is not the difference in how bad this team is and where they are, I would kind of argue the opposite. Like sometimes you need it's the Lebowski thing. He's the rug that pulls the room together. And without him, the bottom of the floor falls into a pit of hell where demons stab you with hot force. And so that's all beside the point of this game. The Mavericks have really dominated Memphis historically over the last couple of years, especially when Luka plays. Like Luka loves beating this team, and they beat them when when Memphis was without everybody else and Luka sat. And so I kind of think that they're going to get back in on this one. So for me, this was a pretty easy one to lay the points, just because I don't think Memphis is better, but Memphis also isn't good. I will say, unfortunately, like I have this projected slightly over. Built off of the fact that I even with like the defense being better, Dallas's floor has been so high. Can you talk to me a little bit? I want to follow up with you there. When you said that Dallas's offense has slipped a little bit, what has been like the big thing? Have you noticed anything in particular that has slipped with them that you can kind of identify? No Kyrie for this game, which feels also relevant.
Yeah, well, in all fairness, they have been without a couple of players. I know Hardaway was out of the lineup for a little while, and he is about as empty a bucket as you can find, but he is a bucket, and he's also very key for that bench unit as well, which kind of has those like rangy young wings who can be very hit or miss on certain nights. So I think he is kind of like that stabilizing factor that you're getting 15 to 18 points a night off the bench from him, which is pretty key for their offense. Now he is back in the lineup now, so that's maybe a counter to that. But I think that I'd have to dig in a little bit deeper on their opponents in this to see if that was also played a role in it. But I think combined with the lack of Kyrie, the way Memphis's defense is trending, and the way Dallas's defense is trending as well, even if there's a little bit of noise in the offense there, I think overall I still like the under here.
Okay, when Luka plays since the bubble, versus the Grizzlies since the bubble, 7-1 straight up. Dallas is 6-2 against the spread. That's a tiny sample, but I will just tell you, like, these two teams don't like each other. Like there's as is the case with Memphis and I don't know, most teams in the association, they don't like each other. And so I think a lot of it is the jaw stuff, but even beyond that. So I just think that Luke is probably going to put up like an insane number here. And I'll go ahead and lay the points with the Memphis Grizzlies.